السلام علیکم.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن أمير المؤمنين عليا ولي الله أشهد أن أمير المؤمنين علي حجة الله. حي على السلام، حي على السلام، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح، حي على خير العمل، حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم مصطفى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين، لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين، روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال الله سبحانه حكيم في كتابه: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم. Another Friday and another day that we are without our Imam, and I personally should accuse myself that am I reached up to that level to understand that something is missing from my life, which I always say in my sermon of Friday sermon, that it is the duty of Imam, for example, Imam Masoom, that he has to appear and give and deliver the sermon of Friday. And the day will come as we listen on the day of Arafah or Yawmul Hajj, when one Imam is delivering the sermon and the whole world of the Muslims, they are looking and listening to his speech. So we again are hopeful that we might get this opportunity to see Imam and he's delivering the sermon of Friday and we are listening to him, inshallah. As the the verses of surah which I selected are the famous one. Al-Yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-Islam dina. This is the day when we have completed our blessings upon you. And the blessing which was completed, we all know, that was Imama. Today we are going to discuss some of the impacts of those Imama on us, or Imamat, and the leadership on us. There is no doubt about that the Masumeen alayhi salam, the infallible leaders, they have been selected by Allah. They had two types of authority on us or on this universe. One is being called Vilayat-e-Takwini and the other one is called Vilayat-e-Tashri'i. This wilayat-e-takwini is something which nobody can take from them. Nobody can attain that wilayat-e-takwiniya because that has been granted by Allah to them. And when we are talking about Al-Yawm Akmaltu Lakum Dinakum, that is the second aspect of the wilaya. Wilayat-e-Tashri'i, where people were coming and giving their pledges and doing the bay'ah that yes, we are now going to follow you after the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. The personality and the standard and the qualities and attributes of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, was something that was given by Allah to him. But the authority which he established by migrating from Makkah to Medina and establishing the Islamic government in Medina, that was something important. That the people had to support him and people had to sacrifice their lives. And when the leaders of Munafiqeen, who initially supported the migration of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, towards Medina, because he was thinking that when Prophet will arrive in Medina, we will take over him and we will control the government. And we would like to establish, because they were unable to take the Risalat and Nabuwa, but the government can be taken. So when Allah is completing this ne'mat, which was started by the prophethood of Hazrat Adam alayhi, and it was finished with the last sermon of the Holy Prophet and the last order that was being given to the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and Allah finished that completely. So it was a continuation of that. And now the people should support to continue the efforts of the Prophet, peace be upon him. So, as a whole, it is our duty to see the impact of this wilayah on our personalities. If it is not, then we should strive and we should work hard to get that. For example, let me go two examples. From those, they were not infallible, they were not masoom, they were just following their imam. The one of them was Hani bin Urwa. Hani bin Urwa was the person who welcomed Muslim bin Aqil in Kufa, and he hid him in a place, and he did not inform Ibn Ziyad whereabouts of Muslim bin Aqil. And when he was called, messengers were sent to Hani's home that you should hand it over to Ibn Ziyad's forces. And he completely refused. He said, it is impossible that a messenger of Hussain who has taken my support should be delivered to the person who is following Yazid or Banu Umayyah. And they were being considered by the Muslims of that time, majority of the Muslims of that time, as the continuation of the Khilafat. In Syria, people even today, they consider them as the Khalifa, righteous Khalifa of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, unfortunately. This is another discussion of history, that how these things being converted and the people are started thinking that these personalities are eligible, for example, for this post, and we should support them, or they were pious, and the sanctity of those personalities, which are being the leaders or the founders of Banu Umayyah or Banu Abbas. So Hani bin Urwa, what he recognized with this one sentence, we can recognize his personality. The one who has been sent by Imam Hussain is in my custody, and I am not ready to deliver it to Ibn Ziyad. Not at all, impossible. Even if I give my life, I am not going to allow Ibn Ziyad to have control of Muslim bin Aqil. And literally what happened, that Ibn Ziyad called Hani bin Urwa, and he started hitting with his sword or with his this stick, wooden stick, on his forehead, and he became wounded at that time, but he did not accept the demand of Ibn Ziyad. One of these signs, and another sign related to Muslim bin Aqil, that when Muslim bin Aqil was there and Ibn Ziyad personally came to the house of Hani bin Urwa, and the plan was to kill Ibn Ziyad when he will come and arrive over there. And once Muslim bin Aqil did not react and he did not act according to the plan, and Ibn Ziyad went out. Then Hani asked, "Why didn't you kill that person?" And he said, "When I was preparing myself to kill him, I remember the hadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, that Momin is someone who never ever tried to kill somebody from behind." This is what the impact of wilayat on us. They were not infallible. These people were general public. They were the followers of Imam. But they implemented the vilayat and every single sentence. See, it was at that moment it was very easy for Muslim bin Aqil to accept and kill Ibn Ziyad and to justify his act of killing Ibn Ziyad. But he said, "No, I remembered the hadith. And according to that, it was not legal for me to kill. It was not lawful for me. It was illegitimate for me to kill Ibn Ziyad." Ibn Ziyad, the number one enemy of that time, who practically did everything against Imam Hussain. But again, Muslim bin Aqil said, "No, this is not possible." So, this is how we have to take the examples and we try to find out that how this vilayat is going to impact on us. The most important impact, with my time, I will try to explain two or three effects of the imamat. This blessing which has been completed on that day, on day of Ghadir. What was that blessing? Only to come and celebrate? Yes, that was the least. I explained in my speech as well. That is the least we can do. But this is not the utmost that we are supposed to do. This is something least that everybody should participate, everybody should be joyful at that time. Really to consider it Eid. We, from the people of Pakistan, for example, did we really consider it Eid like Eid ul Fitr? No, we did not, unfortunately. Still, Eid ul Fitr is more important for us. We try to take loans to, for example, prepare new clothes for us. We try to prepare food, and we try to take every saving from our account to fulfill the requirements. But really, we did that on Eid al-Ghadir? No, we didn't. So we didn't apply the least level of acceptance of this nema. Unfortunately, I'm not talking about you people. I'm talking about the whole. As a whole, we did not consider it as Eidul Akbar. That's why the general Muslims and the public, they started to say, "No, this is not like Eid Akbar. It was an ordinary day." Or yes, it is true that on that day, Holy Prophet peace be upon him introduced Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi and he said, "Man kuntu mawlahu fa haza aliyun mawla." Yes, it accepted, but this is not an Eid because we did not celebrate it. We did not celebrate it as we celebrate Ashura. It is necessary for us. Al-yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. The blessings have been finished now. No other blessing. Why? All these blessings, all this ni'mat is for what? For example, I am a human being. Allah has given everything to me as far as the health is concerned. This is ni'mat. This is ni'mat for what? Why should I consider this as my blessing? Allah has done this, alright, this is not a blessing. Everyone has this. So everyone has a blessing from the side of Allah. For what? To spend this life in this world or to start thinking about that world. Then it will be a blessing for me. Otherwise it will not be a blessing. It will be harmful if I am using and utilizing my body, my health in a way which has not been described by Allah. Finished. This nemat is no more nemat. This blessing is no more blessing for me. It's going to be finished. So that, with considering wilayat as the blessing of Allah, for what? That the impact of this wilayat is that my actions and deeds are going to be accepted. And they will be elevated. Two things. will be accepted and will be elevated. Acceptance of my deed. And one of the very important ahadith and traditions from the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, where Ibn Abbas is narrating that once upon a time I was sitting with the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and I asked him or requested him, please do some advice to me or give some advice to me. And then the Holy Prophet said, Alayka bimuwaddati Ali ibn Abi Talib.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا لا يقبل الله من عبد حسنة حتى يسأله عن حب علي ibn Abi Talib. This was the advice to whom? Ibn Abbas. Holy Prophet said, Alayka bi mawaddati Ali ibn Abi Talib. You should praise, you should love Ali ibn Abi Talib. In what sense? In what circumstances? As a cousin of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, or as a son-in-law of the peace be upon him? No. As your ruler, as your imam, as the one who is going to guide you, because the second sentence is explaining that Allah is not la yaqbalullah. Allah is not going to accept any action without this. And this hadith is explaining وَهُوَ تَعَالَى أَعْلَمُ فَإِنْ جَاءَهُ بِوِلَايَةٍ قَبِلَ عَمَلَهُ عَلَى مَا كَانَ مِنْهُ وَإِنْ لَمْ يَأْتِ بِوِلَايَتِهِ لَمْ يَسْأَلْهُ عَنْ شَيْءٍ. When our deeds are going upwards, for example, on the day of judgment, when the deeds are being given, all right, so and so person has performed all his prayers, kept all his fasting and psalm and everything, and performed his hajj and paid every single amount of zakat on him. But Holy Prophet is saying, when your deeds are going to be reached over there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask, are they coming with the hope and wilaya of Ali ibn Abi Talib or not? If not, Allah is not asking for anything else. Only this is the criteria of acceptance. This is what the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, is advising. Our amal, our actions, our deeds, they all should be collided with the wilaya of Ali ibn Abi Talib. How? In my practical life, that whenever I am doing something, I should be aware of that. Is it acceptable to Ali ibn Abi Talib? When I say that I love Ali, what it means? When I say I love Ali, Ali is the best personality for me. What it means? It means that I like all the attributes they are present in the personality of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And I will try to implement those personalities. Yes, not up till the level of Ali ibn Abi Talib. It is impossible. I said that is wilayat takmiyah that has been given to them, with their special gesture, with their special soul and body and everything. That is another discussion. But those attributes are the best one, and I should follow in my life. Then I am the true follower. Otherwise, you can see on your Facebook, Instagram, internet, YouTube, there are so many non-Muslims, non-Shias, they are praising Ali. And they are praising better than me. They are praising better than our Shias. But they do not accept Ali as their leader. They do not perform their deeds according to what Ali advised, what Ali ordered. That's why their deeds are not going to be accepted. Yes, whatever they praised and whatever they did poetry about Ali and his descendants and his sons, yes, Allah is going to give him some rewards. But for those, they are followers of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. They are the followers of Islam and Quran. Their deeds are not going to be accepted except with the wilaya of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Please recite salawat. And then again another hadith from Imam. When someone asked about the wilayat and the importance of wilaya, then the sixth Imam said, that is the excellence of our deeds. First, reaching up to that level, and then keeping them on high level. how to keep them on high level. That is again the wilaya, which is taking our actions and deeds to a level which is acceptable for Allah, for example. Here Imam Jafar said, في قول الله عز وجل إليه يسعد الكلم الطيب والعمل الصالح يرفعه ولايتنا أهل البيت وأهوى بيده إلى صدره فمن لم يتولنا لم يرفع الله له عملا. He said what this ayah of the Quran is saying, that ilayhi yas'adu kalimut tayyib. This kalimut tayyib and the pure words or actions are going to be elevated and Allah is going to accept them. It's due to the vilayat of us. And he put his hand on his chest and said, because of vilayat of us, these actions are going to be accepted. Otherwise, nothing is going to be accepted. So the first very important impact of this, that all our deeds and actions are going to be accepted with this vilayat, will be elevated in the eyes of Allah and will be given rewards on the basis of this hub and vilayat. That's why we said that in heaven we have different stages. Every moment is not going to be stay in one stage or on one floor, for example. That is related to mu'mineen. Their actions, whatever they perform, had a degree and a value. And according to my teacher, I didn't find any tradition on that. But he said that in heaven, for some mu'mineen, Masoom will appear after 700 years. They will do the ziyarah of Imam after 700 years because of the stages which they had. Imam could come every time, anytime, anywhere. But that is the restriction because of their level of purification, their level of vilayat. And with that, they have been given these stages in heaven as well. And the second thing, which is again very important, related to us, because some of us, we think that introducing this vilayat in the society, especially in the Muslim society, it is going to divide us. It is better that we should keep our faith with us and should not discuss it. And we should celebrate it and we should not inform anyone else. As I said, that I didn't give any meal to any non-Shia. I didn't give. It was the day when we had to give. We had to invite them. We had to print out something on one page or a leaflet and to give food to them. Food which was, for example, we didn't cook and it is available in the market, which is halal, for example, by giving them chocolate or sweets or something, that this is the day we are celebrating and this is the information. And putting one or two websites on it, that if you want to search for that, you can go and search with these websites. We didn't do. We had to inform them. This is what the Holy Prophet said. Those they are present, they have the liability on them to inform those they are not present and they are absent. But we didn't inform, unfortunately. This is the time. Oh, yes, we are doing that in Ramadan. We are calling them on iftar. Number of other people or different faith, they are coming and doing iftar and speeches and everything. But what is the advice from the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and Masumin alayhi salam, is the vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Because that is making their deeds to be accepted. Otherwise, so if those they are not Shias, those they are not Muslims, for example, but they are our friends, so we want for them what we want for us. So we should inform them. So what and why are we not doing that? We are thinking. For example, I'm assuming. I'm not saying that it is in your mind, but people in Pakistan, because of these target killings and problems which they are facing, they didn't want to expose themselves at the place where they are working with their friends, for example. Anyone can be reacted against that, and his name would be in the target list, and he might be killed. So maybe because of that. But what Masumin alayhi salam said, one of the sentences of Hazrat Fatima Zahra Salamullah alayha. فَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ إِطَاعَتَنَا نِظَامًا لِمِلَّتِهِ وَإِمَامَتَنَا أَمَانًا لِفِرْقَةٍ. If you would like to be organized yourself, this imamat and wilayat has been given to you. And this wilayat and imamat is going to keep you safe from dividing yourself. But unfortunately, on the basis of this wilayat, we are dividing ourselves. Not those they are not Shias. Not those they are not Muslims. We are dividing ourselves on the basis of this wilayat. Hubbul Hussain yajma'una. Really? It is keeping us united? No. For example, one of my friends told me that we had number of celebrations. I was not informed. Otherwise, I would have go and participate. It is no one's property, personal property. They all are calling for homes. They all are calling for donations, for example. So it's not a personal property. We even didn't invite our Shia brothers to celebrate. And what Bibi is saying, that this is something which is keeping you united, organized. It's not going to divide you. But unfortunately, we are not doing this. As the biggest threat in the past or even today. See, one of the examples from history that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, did not take Maulai Muttaqiyan to Battle of Tabuk. Why? What was the reason? We take out as that he was Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, appointed him as his successor, and oh yes, Ali is the successor, and no one else can be the successor of the Holy Prophet. Yes, this is one of the reasons. No doubt about that. The other one, that the Munafiqeens were so strong in Medina that they could have toppled the government of Rasulullah. That's why he wanted to put someone, the most trusted person. He appointed Ali in his absence. And we are talking about this Battle of Tabuk, for example, that was in the last days of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. It was not in the early days. So with that, it is the biggest threat to the Islamic nation and Ummah that we should keep ourselves united, inshallah, by the grace of this wilayat which has been given to us. We should consider it as a blessing, and we should tell our children, our young generation, that this is a blessing. You should not feel ashamed of yourself that you are a Shia. You should not feel ashamed of yourself to come out wearing a black cloth and mourning for Imam Hussain alayhi on the roads of Vancouver, for example, with Ya Hussain in your hand. Don't feel ashamed. We are doing everything. We are not feeling ashamed. Why should we feel ashamed when we are performing our duty towards what has been given to us? It's been organized on 15th of August, inshallah, on Sunday, that we will go and march in Vancouver, inshallah, with the traditional way of mourning and doing Aza for Imam Hussain alayhi salam. It's not a rally, because with our exceptional identity in our walk, the people are going to look towards us. Who are they? Who are they? What are they doing? And that's why this sign's been given to us, that everybody should divert towards it and should ask, what are you doing? Why are you beating your chest? Who was Hussain? This is what we have to do. So we should not be ashamed, and we should come out and we should participate. It is everyone's event. It is not, for example, it's been considered as Aza-e-Hussain event. No, it is not. It is everyone. Whoever wants to come, Dame, Dirhame, Sukhane, whoever wants to come, should come and participate. If anyone can bring only one bottle of water and wanted to donate in for example, walk, he will get the rewards from the side of Imam Hussain. We don't know. So this is the most important, and we should try to keep ourselves with this wilayat and try to implement in our daily life. खुदावंद मुताल हमें विलायत अली इब्न अबी तालिब अलैहिस्सलाम पर अमल करने की तौफीक इनायत फरमा। खुदाया हमें अपने इमाम के सही इंतजार करने वाले और मुंतजरी में से करार दे। खुदाया जो बीमार हैं उनको मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद के सदक़े में शिफाए सेहत कामिला और शिफाए आजला इनायत फरमा। खुदाया हमारी मुश्किलात को इन इमामों के जरिए से हल फरमा। खुदाया हमारे इमाम ज़माने की ज़बूर में ताजील फरमा। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम वल अस्र इन्नल इंसाना लफी खुस्र इल्लल लज़ीना आमनू व अमिलुस सालिहात व तवासौ बिल हक़्क़ि व तवासौ बिस सब्र।
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على
محمد وآل محمد.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अशरफिल अंबिया'i वल मुरसलीन हबीबे इलाहिल आलमीन अबुल कासिम मुस्तफा मुहम्मद।
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصل على علي أمير المؤمنين وفاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين وصل على الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى محمد بن علي وعلى جعفر بن محمد وعلى موسى بن جعفر وعلى علي بن موسى وعلى محمد بن علي وعلى علي بن محمد وعلى الحسن بن علي والخلف القائم المهدي. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. حججك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك أرواحنا وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء ولعن الداعم على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أما بعد قال الله سبحانه الحكيم في كتابه أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بقية الله خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. يا عباد الله أوصيكم وأوصيني بتقوى الله ونظم أموركم. Second sermon, I try to keep it with the dhikr of our Imam and try to connect ourselves with our Imam at least with 5 or 6 minutes. So again, this wilayat should continue as I explained, and we should try to establish the way for the reappearance of our Imam. And I said that this wilayat-e-takwiniya was something that was undetachable with the personalities of infallible Imams. And this tashri'i wilayat is required efforts from the side of Imam, what they were doing, but with their status and standard of the personality. And from the Ma'mumeen, the followers of Imam, what they are doing. And the best example which we have is the Islamic Revolution, that they tried their level best. And unfortunately, the people are thinking, yes, my rights are not given to me when I was in Iran, so I should condemn. The rights were not given. I was not allowed to get admission in the university. I was not allowed to get job, for example, because people were not good. They were racist. They were not accepting. So many. The Iraqis were there. The Afghanis were there. The Pakistanis were there. And they were feeling that the general public was not in their favor, for example, and they were condemning. But you should understand that if it was like that, and it was not good, then it was not required by the international powers to place embargo for the last 42 years. For the last 42 years. If they would have done everything on the highest standard, for example, so there would be no need for the reappearance of our Imam. Yes, there are problems. People from themselves inside are betraying, for example. They are not doing the work they are supposed to do. Now we are facing the problems in Iraq. We have established another state and the Shias are actively participating, but those powers are trying to divide us. Those powers are trying. Yes, there are weaknesses. Nobody is saying that the angels are living in Iran and Iraq. The people are their utmost character and they are going to do everything. But see, the best reward for this 18, I mentioned on 18th of Dhul-Hajj as well, Sheikh Zakzaki, what he did. He learned what he had to learn from Iran and went back and implemented the pure vilayat in his country, and you can see the gesture of those people, they are following this person. He took the inspiration from Imam Khomeini. He was there. He observed the revolution. He was aware that the people, yes, there are so many people. I mentioned that, I think last time I also mentioned that whenever there is a revolution, there are 40 people, they are staunch followers of that. And there are 40 people, they are in staunch opposition of that revolution. And there are 20% either this side or that side. So people are there. And you will find out that they will try to keep us away from this. And this is what the media is doing. Right now, let me give you one example and I will finish. I was listening to one of the news channels, and the major news channel has been prohibited. Press TV is not allowed to transmit its transmission, and it has been banned by US and Europe and Germany and France and other countries. So I was listening to that, and the rebel Muslim said that they promised that they will deliver the vaccine for corona, but they did not. Again, they betrayed us. We accepted from China, for example, or Russia, or for those countries, they were neutral. We accepted, all right, you can deliver us, and we were trying to make our own vaccine, which they made. Initially, last year, when the vaccines were announced, there were 42 vaccines all around the world. 42, which were being listed in the list of WHO. 8 of them were from Iran. So they started working on that. But their capacity of production and everything. And last week I was listening, and Rabbi Muslim said that they did not fulfill their promise to deliver. See, this is the enmity. This is what they are doing against. Why? Because this one state is saying we are trying. They didn't say that we have implemented everything, which has been said by Amirul Mu'minin or Rasul Akram. No, we are trying to implement it. We are trying our level best to implement that. And then we will be able to prepare the way for the reappearance. If everybody will be involved in crime and sins and everything and bad deeds, then who is going to follow Imam? Who is going to listen to the voice of Imam? And when he will call, nobody is going to listen. So we have to prepare ourselves for this wilayat. And this is the best chance we got. This is the best chance we got in 1400 years. That we are being recognized as the follower of Imam. We were able to establish at least 3 major impacts on the world as a followers of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. So we should take this blessing and we should try to implement first wilayat on myself and then try to convince other people to come and follow and accept them, inshallah. खुदावंद मुताल हमें सही शिया बनने की तौफीक अता फरमा। खुदाया हमने बहुत कोताहियां की हैं, बहुत हमारे में कमियां हैं। खुदाया हमारी उन कोताहियों को, हमारे गुनाहों को माफ फरमा। खुदाया इमाम ज़माना की ज़हूर में ताजील फरमा, हमें उनके असहाब व आवान में शुमार फरमा, हमें उनकी रकाब में शहादत की तौफीक इनायत फरमा। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद, अल्लाहुस समद, लम यलिद व लम यूलद व लम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद।
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله صلوات الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله صلوات الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. Please just look the distance between two people. It should not be more than one hand. Should not be more than one hand. Although it's allowed that we can keep close gatherings inside as well. Astaghfirullah. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين قل يا أيها الذين هادوا إن زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله إن زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين ولا يتمنونه أبدا بما قدمت أيديهم والله عليم بالظالمين قل إن الموت الذي تفرون منه فإنه ملاقيكم ثم تردون إلى عالم الغيب والشهادة فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون وإذا رعوا تجارة أو لهوا انفضوا إليها وتركوك قائما قل ما عند الله خير من اللهو ومن التجارة والله خير الرازقين. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العالى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأخذ. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم اجعل محياي محيا محمد وآل محمد، ومماتي ممات محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذي الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذي الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذي الجلال والإكرام وأتوب إليه. تسبيحة ولاتنا فاطمة الزهراء سلام الله عليها. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الأول قبل الإنشاء والإحياء، والآخر بعد فناء الأشياء، العليم الذي لا ينسى من ذكره ولا ينقص من شكره، ولا يخيب من دعاه ولا يقطع رجاء من رجاه. اللهم إني أشهدك وكفى بك شهيدا، وأشهد جميع ملائكتك وسكان سماواتك وحملة عرشك ومن بعثت من أنبيائك ورسلك وأنشأت من أصناف خلقك، أني أشهد أنك أنت الله لا إله إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك ولا عديل ولا خلف لقولك ولا تبديل، وأن محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله عبدك ورسولك أدى ما حملته إلى العباد وجاهد في الله عز وجل حق الجهاد، وأنه بشر بما هو حق من الثواب وأنذر بما هو صدق من العقاب. اللهم ثبتني على دينك ما أحييتني ولا تزغ قلبي بعد إذ هديتني وهب لي من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد واجعلني من أتباعه وشيعته واحشرني في زمرته ووفقني لأداء فرض الجمعات وما أوجبت علي فيها من الطاعات وقسمت لأهلها من العطاء في يوم الجزاء إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله صلى الله
اللهم
عليه
صل
وسلم.
على محمد.
أشهد أن عليا حجة الله أشهد أن عليا حجة الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الله
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. كذلك الله ربي الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر. الحمد لله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقول الله أكبر سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد الله أكبر أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد الله أكبر بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقول الله أكبر سبحان ربي العظيم وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد الله أكبر أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه الله أكبر سبحان ربي الأعلى وبحمده اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم الله أكبر الحمد لله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
الله ملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
استغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذو الجلال والإكرام أتوب إليه استغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم ذو الجلال والإكرام أتوب إليه. السلام عليكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم الرحمن الرحيم ذو الجلال والإكرام وأسأل أن يتوب علي توبة عبد ذليل خاضع فقير بائس مسكين مستكين مستجير لا يملك لنفسه نفعا ولا ضرا ولا موتا ولا حياة ولا نشورا اللهم إني أعوذ بك من نفس لا تشفى ومن قلب لا يخشى ومن علم لا ينفع ومن صلاة لا ترضى فمن دعاء لا يسمع اللهم إني أسألك يسرا بعد الأنس والفرج بعد الكرب والرخاء بعد الشدة اللهم ما بنا من نعمة فمنك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك الزمان اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنوا أرضك توا وتمتعوا فيها طويلا لا إله إلا الله إلها واحدا ونحن له مسلمون لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره المشركون لا إله إلا الله ربنا ورب آبائنا الأولين لا إله إلا الله وحده وحده أنجز وعدا ونصر عبدا وعز جندا فهزم الأحزاب وحده فله الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت ويحيي فهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير رحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين صلوات يا أول إمام الزمان صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين السلام على الحسن والحسين سيد شباب أهل الجنة السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى زينب الحسين وعلى عباس الحسين السلام عليكم يا علم التقى السلام عليكم يا أولاد رسول الله علي بن الحسين زين العابدين محمد بن علي باقر بن نبي جعفر بن محمد الصادق موسى بن جعفر الكاظم علي بن موسى الرضا محمد بن الجواب علي بن محمد حالي الحسن بن علي الزكي العسكري جميعا ورحمة وبركاته السلام على الحجة بن الحسن الغائب المهدي أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة
محمد وانزل فرجم एक मरतबा सूरह फातिहा और 3 मरतबा सूरह इखलास की तिलावत फरमाकर मरहूमीन को ईसाल फरमा दीजिए बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन अर्रहमानिर्रहीम मालिकि यौमिद्दीन इय्याका नअबुदु व इय्याका नस्तईन इहदिनास सिरातल मुस्तकीम सिरातल लज़ीना अनअमता अलैहिम गैरिल मग़दूबि अलैहिम वलद्दालीन बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम क़ुल हुवल्लाहु अहद अल्लाहुस समद लम यलिद व लम यूलद व लम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम क़ुल हुवल्लाहु अहद अल्लाहुस समद लम यलिद व लम यूलद व लम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम क़ुल हुवल्लाहु अहद अल्लाहुस समद लम यलिद व लम यूलद व लम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأنزل فرج الكرب
Coming regularly?
जनाब
ये मैं लास्ट टाइम अपने जेब में भूल गया।
अच्छा जेब में
फिर मैं लाया नहीं अभी तक क्योंकि घर पे नहीं।
Yeah, yeah.